ذلك خير لكم وأطهر فإن لم تجدوا فإن الله غفور رحيم أأشفقتم أن تقدموا بين يدي نجواكم صدقات فإذ لم تفعلوا وتاب الله عليكم فأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأطيعوا الله ورسوله والله خبير بما تعملون ألم تر إلى الذين تولوا قوما غضب الله عليهم ما هم منكم ولا منهم ويحلفون على الكذب وهم يعلمون أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا إنهم ساء ما كانوا يعملون اتخذوا أيمانهم جنة فصدوا عن سبيل الله فلهم عذاب مهين لن تغني عنهم أموالهم ولا أولادهم من الله شيئا أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون يوم يبعثهم الله جميعا فيحلفون له كما يحلفون لكم ويحسبون أنهم على شيء ألا إنهم هم الكاذبون استحوذ عليهم الشيطان فأنساهم ذكر الله أولئك حزب الشيطان ألا إن حزب الشيطان هم الخاسرون إن الذين يحادون الله ورسوله أولئك بالأذلين كتب الله لأغلبن أنا ورسلي إن الله قوي عزيز لا تجد قوما يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله ولو كانوا آباءهم أو أبناءهم أو إخوانهم أو عشيرتهم أولئك كتب في قلوبهم الإيمان وأيدهم بروح منه ويدخلهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه أولئك حزب الله ألا إن حزب الله هم المفلحون بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم هو الذي أخرج الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب من ديارهم لأول الحشر ما ظننتم أن يخرجوا وظنوا أنهم مانعتهم حصولهم من الله فأتاهم الله من حيث لم يحتسبوا وقذف في قلوبهم الرعب يخربون بيوتهم بأيديهم وأيدي المؤمنين فاعتبروا يا أولي الأبصار ولولا أن كتب الله عليهم الجلاء لعذبهم بينة أو تردوها قائمة على أصولها فبإذن الله وليخزي الفاسقين. وما أفاء الله على رسوله منهم فما أوجفتم عليه من خيل ولا ركاب ولكن الله يسلط رسله على من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. ما أفاء الله على رسوله من أهل القرى فلله وللرسول ولذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل كي لا يكون دولة بين الأغنياء منكم. وما آتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا واتقوا الله إن الله شديد العقاب. للفقراء المهاجرين الذين أخرجوا من ديارهم وأموالهم يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا وينصرون الله ورسوله أولئك هم الصادقون. والذين تبوأوا الدار والإيمان من قبلهم يحبون من هاجر إليهم ولا يجدون في صدورهم حاجة مما أوتوا ويؤثرون على أنفسهم ولو كان بهم خصاصة ومن يوق شح نفسه فأولئك هم المفلحون. والذين جاءوا من بعدهم يقولون ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ألم تر إلى الذين نافقوا يقولون لإخوانهم الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب لئن أخرجتم لنخرجن معكم ولا نطيع فيكم أحدا أبدا وإن قتلتم لننصرنكم والله يشهد إنهم لكاذبون. لئن أخرجوا لا يخرجون معهم ولئن قتلوا لا ينصرونهم ولئن نصروهم ليولن الأدبار ثم لا ينصرون. لأنتم أشد رهبة في صدورهم من الله ذلك بأنهم قوم لا يفقهون. لا يقاتلونكم جميعا إلا في قرى محصنة أو من وراء جدر بأسهم بينهم شديد تحسبهم جميعا وقلوبهم شتى ذلك بأنهم قوم لا يعقلون. كمثل الذين من قبلهم قريبا ذاقوا وبال أمرهم ولهم عذاب أليم كمثل الشيطان إذ قال للإنسان اكفر فلما كفر قال إني بريء منك
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Assalamu alaikum. Before we get started, for those of you who have your phones, can you please shut them off so it will not go off during the clip bar, inshallah. And for those of you who are new, shahada, this is a procedure that has to be done. So whether you're at this masjid or any other masjid, Ramadan is coming, and you all will be on our best behavior during Ramadan. And one of them is to have your phone off. I see people here on their phone sometimes texting. During the clip bar, shouldn't be done. Sorry. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله وما توفيقي ولا اعتصامي إلا بالله عليه توكلت وإليه أنيب. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا نظير له ولا مثال له الذي لا أحصي ثناء عليه عز جلاله وجل ثناؤه ولا يحزن جنده ولا يخلف وعده ولا إله غيره. ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا محمدا عبده ورسوله السابق إلى الأنام نوره ورحمة للعالمين ظهوره. وصلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وأولاده وأزواجه وأتباعه وأخفاده أجمعين. أما بعد فيا عباد الله اتقوا الله وأطيعوه إن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد, all praise, all thanks is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All thanks belong to Him. Whomsoever Allah guides, no one can mislead. And whomsoever Allah leaves astray, no one can guide. We bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and we bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His final messenger and best servant. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, his family, his companions, and all of his followers till the day of judgment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in the Quran as we recite each and every blessed day of Jumu'ah to have taqwa, to be aware, to have God consciousness as it should be, and to die to not give our last breath except in the state of submission. As a segue, as the Mu'adhin reminded us, the most beautiful, the most blessed time of the year is upon us. If you will, the school of Ramadan is right around the corner. Inshallah, in about a week, next Friday, most probably, depending on the moon sighting, next Friday evening, we will be making the first Tarawih prayer, and Saturday will most probably be the first day of Ramadan. For some of you, this might be the first Ramadan. For some of you, this might be your 50th Ramadan. My dua is that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us all to experience the best Ramadan yet for all of us, and to enable us to reach Ramadan and also to exit it in a way better state than we enter it. Ameen. Whenever you take a class in college, it is important to first and foremost understand the course objective, why it is that you're taking that class. Because what's going to happen next week as you're getting ready for Ramadan, we have about a week, right? A lot of people are going to start talking about their goals. I'm going to recite the whole Quran at least once. Well, I'm going to recite the Quran in Arabic and also study in English. I'm going to also read its translation. Somebody else will go and say, I'm going to recite the Quran in Arabic, I'm going to read it in English, I'm going to also study the tafsir, I'm going to make it to all the Tarawih prayers, I'm also going to make A, B, and C, D, and E, F. These are all goals. Goals can only be achieved if they are systematized, as opposed to saying, I'm going to do this and that. Much better approach, just like any other thing we approach in life, is what portion of your day are you planning to devote, right? Kids, when they go to school, they know from 8 to 3 is school time. People who work 9 to 5, they know work is 9 to 5, family time, so on and so forth. So similarly, as we're getting ready for Ramadan, it is important to turn our goals into systematized particular objectives. So say some of us are working regular 9 to 5 jobs, and then say we're given noon to 1 lunch breaks. You can easily say, my commitment, inshallah, my plan is to do dhuhr and is to recite Quran from 12 to 1. That is a plan. That is way more achievable than somebody saying, my goal is to finish the Quran from cover to cover, right? I'm going to attend iftars, but I'm going to be shameless to excuse myself after a little while so I can make it to Tarawih at Masjid. If that is not your life reality, then I'm going to commit to making how many ever rakats that you can make on a daily basis after work at 10, 11, or midnight when you get home. It's all about planning so that your goals are doable, are accessible, are practical. But as you will hear this next 1 week and into the Ramadan from so many speakers about getting the most out of this month, doing so much of this month, and sometimes feel overwhelmed, it is more important to take a step back, first and foremost, and ask ourselves, what is Ramadan about in the first place? As I try to open my khutbah, when you take a class, the very first page of the syllabus is course objective. And then you look at that course objective. If it is a required class, you have to go through it. If it's an elective class, you look at it even more carefully. The students who read the course objective, who understand what the purpose of the class is, get way more from that class than the other students who are just hanging around, who are just getting by, who are just doing it because it's a chore, who are just doing it because, I'll be in trouble with my parents if I don't take this class. Ramadan is a course directly appointed, directly obligated on all of us once a year by our divine educator, by our Rabb, Rabbul Alameen. Rabb, one of the essential meanings of the word Rabb is the one who educates, the teacher. That's why in Arabic you have the word Murabbi for class teacher, Rabb. It is directly from the divine teacher, a course for us to take. So before taking the course, and as we're going through the course, it is important to remind ourselves what the course objective is about. It is not only important to figure it out and to learn about it now as we're getting ready for Ramadan, it is also important to remind ourselves 1/3 into Ramadan, 2/3 into Ramadan. Why? Because as you go through any class, it is very natural to forget what the class was about in the first place. Because when you're humming and buzzing, when you're really busy, fasting, reciting Quran, going to Tarawih, cooking for other people, so you can organize iftars, sometimes you get so used to fasting, you forget what the purpose of fasting was in the first place. That's why every now and then, professors take a moment, a month into the course, right? Or 2 months into the class, right? They say, let's remember what this course was about in the first place. Because I see all of you guys are really busy. Same thing happens in organizations. When everybody's working really busy, sometimes you forget, what was our organization mission and vision in the first place? I know we're keeping really busy, but what's the big idea here? So it is extremely important this week for us to think about the objectives of Ramadan so we can prepare ourselves in the best manner. Preparation always starts here and here, in your hearts and in your mind. Before saying, I'm going to do this much and that much, let's ask ourselves first, what is the objective? And to find out what the objective is about, we go to the direct communication, to divine communication, to the Quran itself, and then look for where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where the author of the divine communication is talking about fasting and Ramadan. And beautifully, it actually happens all on one page, less than a page, about a page, and nowhere else. Only in the Quran, only in one place where our attentions are directed to Ramadan. In Surah Baqarah, roughly verses 183, 184 to 188. About a page. The course objective of the Ramadan syllabus is Baqarah, that one particular page, 182, following 4 to 5 verses. The very first thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. O you believe, O who are striving to attain faith, fasting is prescribed on you, is written for you, just as it was prescribed on people who were before you. So the course objective, first item, we're reminded that this action that we're about to do in Ramadan is a primordial act of worship. That this is something humanity has always been doing. So this is not something fringe. This is not something totally unique. This is not something only we're doing in Philadelphia in 2025. We're reminded you are aligning yourself with the best of human beings, and you're aligning yourself with an action of worship that has been there for many generations before you and even before the Muslims. And right after that, the first very essential purpose is given to us. First course objective, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Taqwa. So that you may attain, so that you might realign, you can realign yourself with cognizance, with awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just as we each time start Jumu'ah khutbah, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ, O who you believe, have taqwa. The purpose, the very first purpose of fasting is so that we can become aware of our Creator, of our Lord. Awareness. Why? Because it is just like it is a primordial act of worship. It is in our primordial nature. It is in our fitrah to regularly forget about who we are and who our Creator is. Even as Muslims. Even as 5 daily praying Muslims. So many things when you do it day in and day out, what do they become? They become chores. They become second nature in a negative way, where you even forget why it is that you're doing whatever you're doing. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. When you hold back from very natural activities like eating and drinking and marital relations, when something so natural, so day to day is taken away, when you hold back, because in Arabic the word sum means to hold back, to stop something. When you stop from something that you are so accustomed to, what happens to you? You wake up. All of a sudden you're shook. You're woke in a way, right? You're awakened from your slumber. You were taking things for granted. When does this happen to human beings? Also, it happens a lot of times when we are dealing with calamities. When you have fiscal issues. When the going is good, you forget about who you are and who your creator is. When you have economic issues, when you have family issues, when you have issues with your parents or with your children, or when you have health issues. May Allah help all of the people who have these type of calamities. Immediately you're reminded of who you are and who your creator is, what that relationship was like, right? Similarly, once a year, because we start taking things for granted, out of His mercy, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is waking us up. And He is also reminding us, out of His mercy, what that process is for. The very first one is لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. And in the course, what is the other thing in your syllabus that you will see? Course length. How long is this course for? When you take a college course, generally it's for a semester. When you go for a degree, you know it's for about 4 years. When you go for PhD, it's generally 3, 4, 5, 6 years, depending on the how complicated it is, what degree, what department it is. When you're in primary education, you know how long it is for. You have an idea of the time frame. أَيَّامًا مَعْدُودَاتٍ. The next line, it is only for some few days, which by extension it means it is for a month, because right after that He is going to introduce the concept of Ramadan. It is only for a few days, meaning this is not like normal college courses for a whole semester or year long. This is a boot camp, if you will. This is a crash course. We're just going to wake you up, quickly shock you, realign you with taqwa, and then inshallah you're set for the rest of the year. It's only for a number of days. أَيَّامًا مَعْدُودَاتٍ. Right? That's the very next line. And then there, we are given some of the details about dispensations, about if you cannot fast, if you're traveling, if you're sick, what to do. Right? All of those particular details. Then, the second purpose. Yes, you're taking this crash course and you're about to fast. But why are you taking this crash course in this very particular time frame? Why are we not taking this crash course in Shawwal? Why are we not taking it in Sha'ban, the month that we're in Dhul Hijjah, in Muharram? Why are we taking in this very special time frame called Ramadan? It's very important. Again, you might have heard these things before many times, but it is important to understand and really tap into the course objective. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. To achieve awareness. Now, why are we achieving awareness in this particular time frame? What is special about this time frame? Because time is important, and some time frames are more important. There's a specialty. Why? Why do you celebrate birthdays? Why do you commemorate when people's when they pass? Right? Why do you commemorate wedding anniversaries? Because they mean something. They are special days. Each time there's a wedding anniversary, it reminds you of your love towards your wife, towards your husband. Same thing with birthdays. You know, if your son is turning 13, a mother remembers of all the hardships that has gone into that 13 years. More than the kid, it's for the parents. It means something. It is an important time frame. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is writing this course for us in this very important time frame called Ramadan. Why? Let's take a moment. You are a human being in this school of life, and you have pressing questions. What am I doing here? Who am I? What is the purpose of all this? What's the big idea behind all this hustle and bustle? And you look at everything and you constantly say, no, the sun cannot be my creator. The moon cannot be my creator. My parents cannot be my creator. My boss is not my provider. Nobody is really in charge. And then you come to this conclusion by using your God-given ability called this mind, this intellect. You say, nothing is in charge except the one who is in charge. La ilaha. You say, there cannot be no God except there must be one who's in charge of it all. I want to find out more about who that is. What does he want from me? You have these questions. And unless you find answers to these questions, you'll either go crazy or you'll just turn to alcohol. You just want to forget about these questions because they are so intense. You are dying for answers. This is the journey of humanity since Prophet Adam. Everyone has these questions. Some people seek answers and find them. Some people seek answers, they do not find them. And some people don't even seek. That is the journey of humanity. And when you come to the point, there must be a creator. Who knows me? Who creates me? And who has the answers? I need to find my answers. You are seeking. You are making dua. For what? For divine communication. For divine response. You're asking, whoever you are, please show me the path. This is the question represented in the life of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, as well as in all the other prophets. And as he is chosen and as he has these questions representing the whole humanity, what does the divine communication say? Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. In which time? In the month of Ramadan. In that blessed mountain of Nur, light, in the cave of Hira, as Archangel Gabriel brings the divine communication to Prophet, peace be upon him, saying, recite, read, but how? In the name of Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Recite in the name of your educator, in the name of your Lord who creates. These are the questions we have. Who is creating me? Who is my boss? Who is my divine author? I want to figure that out so that I can read my life in His name, so that I can have that connection, so that everything I do has meaning, so that my job, my family, my waking up, my going back to sleep, everything is meaningful. And divine communication, as soon as it comes and responds, everything becomes illuminated. Now everything falls into its right place. I'm not crazy anymore. I'm not stressed anymore. Yes, I might have tough days, but I always know what the purpose is. I am on the path, which is purely illuminated. All those answers come to us so that we are illuminated through the best of creation, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in the month of Ramadan. So that is a very special time, if not the most special time. We gave the example of birthdays, wedding anniversaries, passing, right? All these days that have particular meaning for you. Ramadan has the most important particular meaning for all creation, because everything becomes meaningful in Ramadan, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends the answers, sends guidance. شهر رمضان أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. We're still on that very same page. We're not going to leave that page in Baqarah. That is the course objective. It is the month of Ramadan in which Quran is revealed. What is Quran? Don't look at it as only scripture, as a religious text. No! Way more. It is divine communication, responding to our questions, so we are guided. So we can confirm each and every message, every divine communication in our own existence, in the book of creation, which is the whole universe. They go hand in hand. And then so that we can be guided by the walking Quran, who is the Prophet, peace be upon him. All of this is working out, is coming to view, is becoming clear in the month of Ramadan. That's why there in Baqarah he says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Quran, Hudan lin-nas. It is guidance. What is Quran? He's saying in Ramadan, Quran is revealed, and each time we recite, it is revealed to us. It is a book that is very alive. As we're reciting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the core subject of Ramadan is saying, Quran is hudan linnas, is guidance for humanity. وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى. It has clear proofs, clear evidences from the guide, wal-furqan. And it is the criterion. It is important what words he uses particularly here. What is furqan? The thing, the criterion that separates truth from falsehood, from right and wrong. So we are giving divine communication so we can live meaningful lives. And when we ask ourselves, what does God want from me in each and every moment in my life? I need answers. Yeah, I'm doing this, I feel good about it. Yes, that is a good confirmation. But you're never going to be sure about whatever you do. Is it really good? Is it really pleasing to my source, to my author, to the creator? Or is it just some thought in my mind? How are you going to check? You're going to check from his divine communication, from the Quran, which is Furqan, which is going to clearly spell out what is good and what is not. And all of that is happening in Ramadan. So how are we supposed to receive it? We're supposed to receive it in a state of wokeness, in a state where we are awake, in a state where we are able to receive. And how is that going to happen? If you go to your class with your beats on, your headphones are on. Or I used to teach college. Sometimes I had some students, they had AirPods. And then they would hide it under their hair. And I'm talking and teaching, and I'm like, this student is a bit checked out. I'm like, do you have AirPods? I'm like, yes, I got AirPods. I'm like, why? I get so distracted, it helps me zone in. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think that's what it's doing. So when you go to the classroom and you have headphones on, are you able to focus on the class? On what is being told? On what the purpose of the class is? No, you're checked out. You're listening to some beats. You are in your imagination. You are taking this class for granted. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as in Ramadan, as we're taking this course, we need to be aware. We need to be focused. We need to be alert. How are we going to be alert? When some things are taken away. When we're going through kind of a mini calamity. What is that? Hunger and thirst. When you go through hunger and thirst, naturally on a daily basis, as your mouth is getting dry, as your belly is sending you all the messages about, hey, I need something here, right? Constantly, it's keeping you awake. And each time you feel hunger, you can either say, I am a Muslim, this is what I need to go through, let me be patient. Or you can tap back into the course objective. This is God waking me up to remind me about taqwa, to remind me about this is the month when I need to reconnect with divine communication so I can live a life on the path of light. Total different experience. I am a Muslim, thus I fast, versus I am going through the course of Ramadan, fasting, with understanding the course objectives. And then, after he presents the month of Ramadan, at the end of Shahr Ramadan, he reminds us, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. What a beautiful course objective explanation. God intends ease for you, not hardship. As you go through class, naturally there's going to be hard days. Naturally, sometimes you'll have to pull all-nighters to write your college papers. Naturally, some problems, some math questions are going to be hard. And you're going to be scratching your head, this is really hard. So the teacher is reminding you, yes, the process might be hard sometimes, but my intention for you, what I want for you is ease. What does this remind you of? Jamal, it's 10 o'clock. I know you need to go to bed. This is mom speaking now. I know you need to go to bed. School bus is coming at 7 in the morning. But you need to finish your chores. You haven't done the dishes. I know it's 10 a.m. It's not my problem you were playing video games for the last 4 hours. Go and do your dishes. Mom, it's very hard. I'm going to be missing out on my sleep. I'm sorry. At that moment, the mother needs to be hard. That's we call it tough up. At that moment, if she says, okay, so just go to bed. What is Jamal not learning? He's not learning responsibility. He's not learning his ability to tough it out. He's not learning discipline. He's not learning what will give meaning to his life. At that moment, if somebody is looking from outside to this relationship, can we say the mom is being harsh? Mom is being unjust? No, mom means ease for him. In the long run, because there's purpose. Because she knows the purpose. She knows why she is asking her son to do the dishes. No difference. Yes, this is not going to be always enjoyable to be hungry. Yes, we're holding back from some things. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us, keep your eyes on the prize. Keep on the purview what the purpose is taqwa. Is to be aware of me. So yes, sometimes you might be going through hardship, but remind yourself, I'm not asking you to torture you, to make life hard for you. When I'm asking you to do the dishes, it's for your benefit. So you can stay close to me, so we can establish a relationship. This is what he's saying in the Quran. And right after that, he ends that ayah, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. So that you might become grateful. So we're given first, so that you might achieve taqwa, so you're aware of me. 2, so that you might become grateful. And most basic human reality that we almost always forget, which is gratitude. Remembering the fact that everything we have in life is given to us. Nothing is there because we deserve it. Everything is given to us. And when you take food and drink and sleep away, we immediately realize how big of blessings these are. So in that most special month, where we are tapping into and realigning ourselves with divine communication, aka the Quran, and as we're fasting so that we can receive the message in a much clear-headed way, with the objectives of achieving awareness, taqwa, and achieving gratitude, we are given one more, which is very special. This is a verse that people talk about a lot, but we are not reminded about the fact that this verse comes actually right here in the discussion of Ramadan and fasting, and is sandwiched between verses. We are generally taught this verse when we're talking about this ayah, when we're talking about the power and importance of dua, of supplicating, of asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But generally, we skip the fact that this verse is mentioned in relation to fasting in Ramadan. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عَنِّي عِبَادِي. When they ask you, you meaning Prophet, peace be upon him, about me. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses a particular word. He does not say, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عَنِّي مُسْلِمِينَ عَنِّي مُؤْمِنِينَ. When the believers ask you of me, when the Muslims ask you, he says, when ibadi, when my, pronoun, my, personal, my servants, ibad, is a very blessed state. Ibadah is worship. But don't understanding like only the daily ritualistic worship. Ibadah is aligning yourself with your purpose in such a way that everything you do for the sake of God. Everything you do reminds you of who your creator is and why you're here. Ibadah means a worship that is with adoration. That you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that you display your worship to Him, your indebtedness, your thankfulness. And then He says, when they ask you of me, He says, say, فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. I, again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not use the royal we. He is using the personal pronoun I. Tell them, I am near. When they ask you, when my ibad ask you of me, tell them, I am near. We have to ask ourselves, why this ayah in this injunction with regards to fasting in Ramadan? Because when you go through fasting, when you become much more aware, when you're going towards taqwa, towards shukr, what are you doing? You are establishing a personal and interpersonal relationship with your Creator. And because of that, in this instant, He is not referring to Himself as we. He's saying I, and He's saying I am near. Yes, because when you think of my majesty, you're always thinking of how distant I might be. But no, I am near. Each and every time you wake up, you think of me, immediately you connect with me. Each time, each and every time, each and every moment of Ramadan that you're going through fasting, you can build an interpersonal, direct communication with me. What a blessing. What a blessing that we are given divine communication, that we are given the obligatory fast, so we have the potential to wake up. We are also being told by our teacher, you're not going to be someone in the cog. You're not going to be a cog in the wheel. You're not going to be just a step in the census. You have the ability, because of the way I create you, and because of who I am, each one of you have an ability to establish direct, loving relationship with me. Imagine taking a class like that, where every student is a special student. In classes, we have special students, but imagine taking a class where each and every student would say, you know what, I feel like I am the most favorite student in this class. And when you ask them why, the way teacher treats me, I feel like, I'm pampered, I feel special. That is a possibility to achieve in the school of Ramadan. And interestingly and beautifully, when the companions describe the Prophet, because Prophet is the living Quran, right? And he's the best of creation. Everyone would say, I felt the most special in my relationship with the Prophet, peace be upon him. Because when you imbue yourself with the divine characteristics, that's the type of person you become. Everyone around you feels special. To school of Ramadan. As he says, when they ask you of me, tell them I am near, so let them call upon me. Let them make dua and believe in me. Let them ijabah to dua. Let them call upon me and I will respond. And I will respond. And at the very end, our fourth objective is given. At the very end, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ, so that they become one of the Rashidun. What is this word? You might have heard this word a few times when the Imams are talking about the Khalifas that were Rashidun, the rightly guided Khalifas. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali radiallahu anhum ajma'in. Right? Rashidun means a person who's upright, who's straight, there's no wavering, who knows why he is here, what he is about, who's operating by the Furqan, the Quran that is the criterion. So we are given the course syllabus with the course objectives. We are being called to fast in this crash course, in this boot camp in Ramadan. So we achieve taqwa. So we become aware of our Creator. So we achieve gratitude. So we are thankful to Him. So we achieve closeness, a personal close relationship with our Rabb. And then we end up, if you achieve all of these, you graduate as part of the Rashidun. You graduate from this course, you take your certificate of Rashid. This person is Rashid. This person is upright. He has achieved, now he has taqwa, now he has shukr, and he has a personal relationship. He does not treat this as chores. He does not treat it as empty rituals. He has a personal relationship, an experiential relationship, which inshallah we will all experience, inshallah, with the permission of Allah in this Ramadan. It has the potential for us all, so that we get our certificate to be among the Rashidun. If we set our intention today, till next Friday, in closing, going back to the beginning, so everyone can be reminded, and the latecomers can hear the intro statement. We have a week to set our intention straight. If we set our intention straight that we are about to take the Ramadan month-long course to get our certificates to become among the Rashidun, with the course objective to achieve taqwa, shukr, and closeness, qurba, closeness, personal relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your intentions will be right. And next week, when we're standing, inshallah, in the first Taraweeh, if that is your intention, as it is mentioned in the hadith, Allah gazes upon His servants. And if He says, yes, this servant of mine is saved, that is written for you, inshallah ta'ala. That we will be, inshallah, among the ones who are liberated from the hellfire. With that, let's make our short dua before closing the khutbah. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. With all of these in mind, if we, for the next 1 week of this beautiful blessed month of Sha'ban, as we are increasing in the number of salawat upon the Prophet, because this is a month where we are recommended to increase our salawat upon the Prophet. As we are doing salawat, keep reminding yourself of this one page of Surah Baqarah. What is the purpose of the course I'm about to take? And then clarify, right, distill, and focus on your intention. And with that idea, then work on your commitments. From 5 to 6, I'm going to recite the Quran. Or from 4 to 4:30, I'm going to read only one ayah, and I'm going to have tafakkur. I'm going to think deeply on this ayah and what it means for my life. I'm going to try my best on Mondays and Thursdays and Sundays, let's say. I'm just making it up, depending on your schedule. Systematize it. These days, I'm at the masjid for Tarawih. These days, I'm attending somebody's iftar or I'm calling people over. All of that is charted out with the course objectives in mind, not the other way around. Don't busy yourself. It's not about humming and buzzing without the intention. And last reminder, so many people will keep telling you about the importance of getting the most out of Ramadan that I can be honest with you, I feel so overwhelmed before going into Ramadan. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, there's so much to do, oh my God, I feel like I'm not gonna make it. Versus focus on quality and be real with yourself. Some of us have 2 jobs here. Some of us have so many kids here. For some of us, it's not going to be possible to show up for Tarawih. It's a 2 rak'ah at night after Isha before going to sleep. We all have our own realities. You have to be honest with yourself. What it is that you can do, but we have to be honest. What it is that we can do, because you just heard for the last half hour about how important this course is, right? Be honest with yourself, but commit realistically. And after you commit realistically, it's not about horizontal growth. It's not about increasing constantly, but it's about vertical. Now that I'm going through fasting on a daily basis, let me not take my fast for granted. And let me think about, what am I supposed to think about throughout the day? Why am I hungry? How can I tap into the meanings of taqwa, of shukr, of building and establishing an interpersonal relationship with my God, with my Creator? Instead of going through it as a chore, how can I be more aware of what it is that I'm doing during the day? For a lot of people, we end up taking our fast for granted, and we're looking for all the other extra credit. The curricular activity is fasting. That's the essential activity. So as we're going through it, don't try to forget about fast. I do this a lot. Busy days at work, I feel like, man, the fast was much easier. I got to 6 p.m. really easy, because I was really busy. The idea is just the opposite. It needs to remind you of your fast, of your hunger, of your neediness to your provider, to your Razzaq, so you remember him, so you connect with him, right? So a boredom is not a bad thing. Hunger is not a bad thing in this month, right? So instead of looking for increasing in quantity, do your best in a realistic sense and increase it every 1/3. The last 1/3, you should be doing more than the middle. And then middle, you should be doing more than the first, right? You're gradually increasing. And last 1/3, we're really hitting on that pedal, right? Yes. Having said all that, look for ways in which how you can increase quantity. Because through fasting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is communicating with us. Fasting is another ayah, is a sign teaching us about our Creator and about our purpose. And last but not the least, it is a time where giving becomes much more important. Just like everything else is counted more, giving is counted more in this blessed month. So whatever it is that you can give from your time, from your company, and from your pocket. And talking about the pocketbook, I just would like to remind everyone, this essential institution is going through some critical repair. From bathrooms to floors to plumbing, most essential, so it can keep running. And right now, we're in the process, Masjidullah is in the process of fundraising. So please don't forget, as you're setting up and clarifying your intention for Ramadan, before leaving, whatever it is, do not forget to do your part in terms of sadaqah. Because as we're reminded by the Prophet, peace be upon him, there are 3 things that continue after our passing. Beneficial knowledge, children who pray for us, and sadaqah jariyah, which is a sadaqah that continues. So when you contribute fiscally to any organization that continues after you, that is a part of sadaqah jariyah. You might not have a lot of beneficial knowledge. You might not have a lot of children praying for you, but we can all do our part with regards to sadaqah jariyah. So I just want to end as we're setting our intentions for the boot camp of Ramadan. Just wanted to mention that for you all. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما لبيك اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد مفتاح باب رحمة الله عدد ما في علم الله صلاة وسلاما دائمين بدوام ملك الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. Oh Allah, we ask you to enable us to reach Ramadan. We ask you to experience this Ramadan as our best Ramadan so far. We ask you that we go through Ramadan with the recognition that the purpose is to achieve taqwa, to achieve gratitude, to achieve closeness to you, and to become among the upright believers, to become among the Rashidun. So enable us so that we keep this in our purview. So we keep this as our essential intention as we go through this most blessed of the month. And enable us so that we reconnect with your divine communication. So we reconnect with the Quran al-Kareem. Oh Allah, this is our dua. You are the most merciful and you are the only one who accepts prayers. And you ask us to ask of you. So we're asking of you, enable this for each and every person in this congregation and for all our loved ones. Ya Rabbal Alamin. Ameen. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Inna Allah ya'muru bil 'adli wal ihsani wa ita'i dhil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkari wal baghi ya'idhukum la'allakum tadhakkarun. Aqimus salat.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. حي على السلام حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
In your lines, let's make our intention as this could be our last prayer with the recognition before whom we're standing. Allahu Akbar. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هل أتاك حديث الغاشية وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة ونمارق مصفوفة وزرابي مبثوثة أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah accept your Jumu'ah prayer. Quick announcement. New Medina Institute presents Black History Month Student Showcase. This is February 22nd. That is tomorrow, right? February 22nd? Yes. That is tomorrow from 1 to 5. $35 admission, $25 for children and seniors. If you still want to be a vendor, it's $55. This is going to happen tomorrow right here at your very masjid, Masjidullah, the Center for Human Excellence, right here. From 1 to 5 p.m., Black History Month Student Showcase. You can get tickets at the table right as you're exiting. There's a table right there. You can get your tickets right there. It's a great event because it's a student showcase. We got poetry, skits, drummers, African dance, and live music. All right, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Just a couple more announcements, but to follow up on what the Imam said, thank you so much for the good part of the Imam. But to follow up on that, Black History Month, we have 2 schools here with over 100 children in our school. Now, Black History Month, really you should come out and hear what these children are learning about Black history. Let me give you one example. How many of you know who the richest man ever in the history of this world was? Did you know he was a black man? How many of you knew he was a black man? These children are learning that right now. How many of you knew that the king who saved the Muslims when they had to leave Mecca and they were trying to annihilate the Muslims, how many of you knew that that was a black man? Who was he? These children are learning all those kinds of things. How many of you know about the woman who raised Prophet Muhammad from the time when his mother passed away until almost when he died? That was a black woman. They're learning all of that. So please come out and support these children in the things that we are trying to teach them. We never learned this. No, I never learned it. But our children are learning these kinds of things right now. So please come out and do that. I'm wearing a hoodie that you can be wearing yourself if you will help us out with the campaign. We're having a promotion. For those who help us out with our fundraising campaign, you can get a t-shirt, you can get a sweatshirt, or you can get a hoodie, depends on how much you donate. So the end of this campaign is Sunday, the 23rd, so please, right behind me, you can get a t-shirt, a hoodie, or a sweatshirt. Our Imam Abdul Alim is holding a Talim on Sunday the 23rd. He's going to be talking about Muhammad, the human messenger. The human messenger. Very interesting subject. You should come out between 2 and 3 p.m. for that. Our Board of Trustees candidates, you have a chance to meet them on Sunday. I want to tell you who's been nominated for the Board of Trustees. Wonderful group of brothers and sisters. Brother Shaheed Muhammad is nominated. Paul Reed is nominated. Brother Richard Shannon, who we all know, is nominated. Salim Muhammad is nominated. Ali Muhammad, Latifa Rahman Anderson, and Taliba Kareem White. That's 7 people. I think we're going to end up electing 3. So you have an opportunity to come out here on Sunday and interview these candidates and meet them and see what they stand for and whether you want to vote for them. Let me ask all of our business people who are here this afternoon, please raise your hands. Businessmen and businesswomen. Businessmen, men and women. We see a lot of them. We see a lot of them. Please support our businessmen and women. That's the key to our growth, is our businessmen and women. I want to highlight my brother right here who almost got burned out a couple of days, Brother Kadir and Sister Ayana, Village Delicatessen of Jenkintown. 1904 Jenkintown, go stand up, brother. Jenkintown, go to Jenkintown. They have a wonderful menu. I've been there myself. His brother right here and his wife are running this restaurant. So go out there and patronize them. He got some flyers and pass them out. Go ahead and patronize our brothers and sisters. We have a lot of brothers and sisters who are in business, and we should patronize them. So thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
I ask Allah that you touch your heart hearing this announcement. Brothers only. Tomorrow is Saturday. one of the most important promotions that we have at the masjid. We feed not only believers, we feed humanity. We've had the same drivers for the last 17 years, basically. We have sisters that are driving. We have sisters that are driving, and we got brothers that don't even come out to do it. I'm asking for the brothers, for new brothers, please come out tomorrow at 8:30. Take an hour out of your time to take this food to those people that are hungry and needy. I'm one of them. Also, the imam is going to, we have a sister that wants to take shahada, and we need witnesses for that, very important. As Ramadan approaches, we know that the law says that we are growing by the numbers. We're getting bigger and bigger. So this is a monumental event. We get a blessing for witnessing it. So we want our sisters and brothers to stay and witness the sister taking her shahada. But please, brothers, come out tomorrow and deliver this food. Can we have some new brothers come out who have never done it before, just to see it? And you will get enriched by it. Assalamu alaikum.
We have Sister Medina here who is going to take Shahada, inshallah. So if you can take a little quieter, come with this for this momentous event. First of all, are you here with your own volition without anybody forcing you to make this transition? And as the tradition of Imam agrees to go over 5, I will take a moment. Generally here when we give Shahada, Imam agrees and the other Imams, we go very briefly through the articles of faith and the pillars of Islam just to make sure we're all on the same page. And then inshallah, we'll do the Shahada, inshallah we will be a Muslim. So the very first one is the Shahada, which is the testimony, statement of testimony, which is to say that to bear witness that there is no God except Allah, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger, the servant of Allah. This is you being a witness to the reality, to the truth. And then the second one is to pray 5 times a day, morning, noon, afternoon, evening, and night time. The third one is to give alms once a year, which is about 142.5% of your expendableness, of your stationary income, stationary wealth. Once a year, this is alms. Second, this is third. The fourth one is what we talked about today, is to fast in the month of Ramadan for 30 days, is to from dusk till from dawn till sunset is to stay away from marital relationships, food. And then the fifth one, if you're able physically and fiscally, is to go to Hajj, pilgrimage, once in your life. Are you familiar and are you in recognition of these five pillars?
Yeah, I am.
Very good. And then the articles of faith is to believe in one God, is to believe in His angels, His revelation of the Quran, and the original text that came before, is to believe in His messengers, from Adam all the way to Prophet, peace be upon him, is to believe that everything comes from Allah. Allah knows destiny, and everything good and bad, everything comes from Him, and is to believe in accountability that we will all be resurrected. Just like as we see here, we will all be standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we will be asked about our actions, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take the final decision about who goes to paradise and who goes to hellfire, and will protect us from that. So we will be accountable for everything that we do. Are we on the same? So I will do the Shahada, and I will also say a few words right after the Shahada. Actually, let me say it right before I do the Shahada. Something very important to keep in mind for new Muslims, including for all Muslims, but especially for new Muslims, is to take the journey and to tread lightly, to take the journey one day at a time, and not to overwhelm yourself to see the beginning. There's a lot to be learned, a lot to be practiced. Don't feel like it's too much, and don't try to do everything. Do the bare minimum, and do it one step at a time, so that you achieve this life called marathon. It is not a sprint, but it is a marathon, right? Inshallah, may Allah give you a long life. We'll be here for many, many years. So it is not about being a right Muslim for the next 2 months. It is about being a right Muslim, believing in Allah in each and every moment of our lives, and to be able to achieve that. This is for all of us actually, but especially for a lot of Muslims who tell me, for a lot of rework brothers and sisters who tell me, I wish I knew that I should take this journey one step at a time. Quran is revealed in Ramadan, yes, but it was revealed in 23 years. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as the ultimate educator, is educating us about gradualism. That this journey is a gradual journey, that we take it one step at a time. So don't try to take more, don't try to chew more than you can bite, or bite more than you can chew. However that goes, one step at a time, right? If you're not able to establish 5 daily prayers, one prayer, then you establish the second prayer, then you establish, so on and so forth. And if you are confused about something, it's okay. One step at a time. So we're ready, inshallah? Okay, so I will say the statement, the testimony, what we call Shahada. Shahada is literally testimony. When you go to the court, when the judge says, have you seen such and such? You say, yes, I bear witness that I saw. This is just like that. You are testifying your faith in one and only God, and testifying that Muhammad ﷺ and all the other prophets that came before him are his messengers. Right? This is entry, statement of entry. Okay, inshallah. So repeat after me. I'll say it first in Arabic and afterwards in English, inshallah. So the Arabic goes, Ashhadu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasul Allah. I bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is God's messenger. Takbir. 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 Now you're a Muslim, and as the tradition goes, all the sisters will give you a hug, embracing you and welcoming you to the fold of Islam. Don't forget to do the ritual bath sometime later today. That is also signifying your entrance, your new birth into Islam, and keep us all in your prayers, because right now you're no different than the little kids in New Medina Institute, like 4 or 5-year-old innocent kids, because your slate of actions is reset. You have a clean slate. You're starting anew, so keep us in your du'as, because we are told the dua, the supplication of a person who is innocent, is much more acceptable in the sight of God. Congratulations to Medina.
I'll get him something to take him home.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
I was trying to rush our trip away to Lancaster. I swore it was this one. I'm jumping it
Oh, all right. You know I got you. I was about to say.
Yeah, I see you. I see you in the back. I see you in the back.
I
see you in the back. Yeah, I see you, but I see
But I was in your face. I was dead. I was dead in spirit. I love you. I'm so grateful for. Oh, I love you. I love you. How's he doing?
He's trying to get something together.
Okay, good thing we wasn't rushing him here. You know, right, because he always was. Always trying to take this stuff.
Alhamdulillah, how you?
What are y'all doing tomorrow? Y'all got stuff basketball and all of that?
He's got a game in the afternoon, but I don't know if he's gonna make that.
Okay.
In the morning, we got a couple things to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah. I mean, inshallah.
It looked like y'all ain't need us last time. Y'all had like
and now
30
this
people
month
out.
nobody's coming. Like, but that's just we just everybody from one month to the next. Alhamdulillah. If y'all can, alhamdulillah. But you know what we're talking. Like we get there around 11 and then we start serving lunch around 12 until the food is done.
That's because we got this.
Right. Oh, duh. I forgot. Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's because we're not going to.
We're not trying to come here early to pack.
This and then Sunday is the Taliban doing the meat camp. So
And guess what? The Taliban, when did she come back in?
I was talking to her. I talked to her early this morning. But yeah, she's coming home tomorrow during the day. So we asked her either late tonight or early tomorrow. So we asked her if she was going to feel like in a class the day after she comes home, but she can't start. She can't. She literally, I think she's traveling back.
When I seen her picture, I was like, she in Japan. She in Japan. The whole hotel.
That's all they can listen. Yeah, what's up, bro? You need me, I'm here, all right? All right. Because there's only two of y'all. Sister Tahita and Grandma.
Oh my God, this phone. You alright? Yeah, I just want.
I ain't gonna leave that. Let me call. Hey, Mus, let me call this.
Where you see him at? He just came. You right here. He just told me. Did he say he was in the car?
Because I will. I gotta take both of y'all.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Okay, stop letting
Oh, okay.
I picked the two of them. I gotta make sure.
No, I saw it.
Right. I just seen Tahita.
Oh, you taking her home?
Yeah, I gotta take her home with me.
Okay.
Let me find out.